This is the Earthquaker, Pukta, and the PSA Ripple Radio, bringing you a public service broadcast on time of use and why the power companies are fucking with your brain over the kVAR calculation, charging you solar energy that you're putting back into the grid. They're charging you for reactive power, but you're giving them active power. This is how we accomplish that. I'm with the sound, Mr. Curry. He's going to explain this. Basic time of use, proper lithium-ion battery.
So what you got here is basically off-the-shelf, store-bought. There's some custom stuff, but anybody could do this. It's not rocket science. This is out back. It's all kind of bundled. So basically we have our solar. We're going through a charge controller, which is MPPT, and it's PWM. So it's basically charging the batteries in pulses, minimizing heat, optimizing that exchange. It's going straight to storage. The storage is holding it, it's our reservoir. Then we're inverting it, but we can choose to invert at the time of use multiplier. So out here in San Diego, it's 23 cents versus 53 cents. So if I store that power all morning, in the afternoon when I'm pushing it, I'm getting almost twice the credit. This is with a net meter 1 agreement, which you can't get anymore. But all the more reason, because the energy companies are charging you, they're minimizing what they pay for you when your solar's working, and they're maximizing how much they can charge you when it isn't. So if you can just fill this bucket full of juice and then squirt it out at the appropriate time, it's buy low, sell high. It's pretty simple. But a lot of the other systems I build are a little bit more complicated, but this is definitely doable. You can buy it. It's got a proprietary hub. Everything talks. The controller, let me grab the controller. And all of these batteries, all this storage is rehomed. It's all been in a crashed EV.
These are lithium-ion batteries from a electric car that went to the scrapyard. They don't know what to do with lithium because it's a hazardous waste, so these batteries are just sitting around. They have a monetary value by weight in a scrapyard, but for the home use, there's plenty of juice right here.
This is the controller over here, but I only got a very short Ethernet cable. So this allows you to go in to lock. So everyone can have my password to access my system. It's the it's the default. Okay. So if you were to go into settings for this controller, and you can just go into grid use time, you can set, so the grid doesn't even come onto this system. It just has pure photovoltaic going to batteries until about 10:30. At about 10:30 a.m., it'll connect to the grid, and it will start selling power at a, not a big rate, but it's going to ramp up as the batteries get full. It's going to prioritize charging, but it's going to sell anything extra that we're not using. Then at this particular one, it turns off at 7 p.m. because I only have enough storage to really push till about 7. And then it'll start again at 10:30 a.m. and go till 7. And if I had more storage, if it went all the way till 9, that's the time of use window here in California is 4 to 9 is when they charge you twice as much. So this is probably $10,000 worth of gear without the batteries, and the batteries are, you can spend as much as you want.
How many watts do your solar panels maximally put out?
This is about probably 3,500 watts. So I can be selling 2,000 watts and storing 1,500 at the same time. So I'm selling, my window of selling is 5 hours or whatever.
So during the day, how many kilowatts do your solar panels put out? Because that's the language that the power company looks at, is the kilowatt hour for the 24-hour period.
Let's look at
because I know you have quite a bit of panels. This system happens to be at Kevin's home. And how long has this system been running?
This one I built in 2017, I believe.
Okay, fair.
And so we're looking at the charge controller. This is telling us we did about 13.6 kilowatt hours today.
Okay.
Or 262 ampere hours.
Not my cousin, she's like my sister, Glasslight Studios, we'll just leave it at that. She has a system that's 21 kilowatt hours. Her home uses 5 kilowatts, but she's getting a bill.
Yeah.
Because they're ripping her off.
Yeah.
They're charging her for reactive power because she's pushing up against the grid during the time everybody else is,
right.
And she's on the top of the hill, so she's got the brunt of. She's the worst.
Yeah.
Because she's producing most of the power. Okay, she should be making that money,
right? But
they're not. They're ripping her off. So
Absolutely.
We need to do a time of use for her.
Absolutely.
And the other part of that is she has a bill now of a couple $1,000 at the end of the year, which is not fair.
Right.
And she's only still using 5 kilowatts a day.
Yeah.
She hasn't changed her kilowatt input. So just for the FCC notice, we only have to say this once. The Ripple Radio is a PSA. More coming soon. This has been the Earthquaker and the Sound.